Hello, everyone. This is Debbie Happy Cone here. And the big topic is Network Like a Woman, Relatedness Without Agenda. So I wanted to share something really special with you today. How do I put this? So since the art exhibit, do you ever have an experience that transforms you in a way that you kind of have a bit of a new identity afterwards? In movies, we see this. The character might dress differently or be different in the world after they've had this transformation. So this art exhibit, really, I think it's transformed a bunch of us, in that we we brought our best stuff to be public, and we had to articulate who we are for this event. And as a result of the event, we became more bold, we became more brave, we became more cohesive and united. And so as a result of it, also, Kimberly agreed to, well, she actually wanted to do a workshop for our group. And so that became part of the event. So that's coming up tomorrow. It's called Spa Day. But what this also caused was, okay, so now when I go to another place publicly, like for example, I'm now going to a place called Alignable, which is like a networking arena online. And I was finding myself really turned off by the questions, turned off and intimidated, like I don't belong here. I'm having to fill out questions like, what kind of businesses are you seeking to work with? And I'm thinking, I don't give a shit. It's more like, what kind of people am I seeking to work with? And I was thinking about one of the struggles that one of our members was having, of she came in and she had a lot of CPTSD going on. And so I really helped her in that arena. And now I'm trying to convince her that the 12 practices are really important. And I'm doing this because when you start getting wind of what you've been through and you start going down that rabbit hole of studying CPTSD, you're just like, oh my God, oh my God. And if it's fresh, your brain is going to want to protect yourself. And so you're going to want to keep listening to messages around that. So you keep learning and go, okay, now I'm safe, now I'm safe, now I'm safe. And the thing about those of us who've been really practicing the joy-based living practices for a long time is that we're not living in a fun house anymore where the ground is unstable. We're living on stable ground. And so if you learn all the CPTSD stuff, or you do the external stuff, which is how it's connecting with Alignable with me, it's like everybody wants the external fixes, but if you get the external fixes, it's and you don't have solid ground, you might still be in a fun house, and then you're grabbing at the wall because it's more steady than the floor that's going up and down, and now you feel safe, but then you have to keep grabbing at the wall. It's not safe. So tomorrow we're going to be introducing the philosophy cake to help you take the things that you really want to create in your life and make them an organic sense of, oh yes, of course I do that, rather than, oh my God, I don't have time. So reinforcing the things that you know that you really want to do. And what I realized was that the trifecta is like the base for the cake. The JBL trifecta: spirituality, healing trauma, and peak performance. That when you have these in place, how's that? Is that good? Okay. When you have these in place, they're like a steady, oh, Jonathan really stands out now. Hi, Jonathan. They offer a steady foundation for your philosophies, for your beliefs, and for your actions. And so then your actions become more steady, more consistent, more alive, because you have a strong ground. And that strong ground, what did we use? You don't put a cake on the floor, right? You don't put it on a chair, and you don't put it directly on a table. You put it on some sort of base. In the art exhibit, Michelle called it a pedestal. We'd put our art on pedestals if we weren't hanging it up. So this is the pedestal, if that makes sense, for everything that you're really wanting, like the actions that you want to take specifically for your life, they're specific to you. And I've made a real point that in the 12 practices, they're so neutral that they can fit for anybody, because it's not my business whether you believe in Jesus or Buddha or nobody. That's not my business. That's the spiritual connection part. It is my business to bring the topic of spirituality to the table and honor it. It is my business to talk about the 12 practices. And something happened to me this morning that was very powerful. A lot of times when I'm working with people, is this helpful to keep it up at this point? I'll do one more. Okay. So a lot of my life is centered around working with individuals and helping individuals get more steady in themselves. And I found myself after the art event feeling unsteady in myself. That's what happens when you take off skin and you're going to like grow new skin. It's a little bit disorienting. And then I came across a meditation this morning, and it was about meditating for planet Earth and with planet Earth. And all of a sudden, all the content of my brain got like the most loving, kind context. And my love for planet Earth and its love for me, like, became like this mutual back and forth ripple within me and all around me. And it was like my foundation became deeper and more steady. So now the content of everything I do can be more deep and more steady. So let me take it back full circle to where I was talking about feeling very uncomfortable at Alignable. Well, one of the things that connecting with planet Earth helped me to do is to see how supported I am by Earth, and how much my love for Earth probably is just this compared to its love for me, and that I'm always supported. And I was thinking about last night and the day before, Kimberly and Michelle helping me get situated with the right mindset for Alignable, and who am I in that world? And I want to share with you what came out of it, which was really exciting. Who are we in that world? And so rather than, I do have to play within their structure, but I can be myself within their structure. And so how do I be my most authentic self and still um and still fit in on my terms? And so this is what came out from me after listening to the Earth meditation, which I'll post the link there. It was by Joe Dispenza. And so I wrote, we are people who know the power of love. We are people who do our best to do the right thing. We are people who care deeply about others. We are people who have a tendency to overgive. We are people who are super resilient. And again, we are people who deeply care about others. We are people who are generous in spirit, especially when we feel balanced and good. We are people who love Earth, who love nature, who love art and music and healing. We are people who love others. We are people who come together to remember to include ourselves. That's why we come together in these groups within joy-based living. We are people who come together to remember to include ourselves, to love ourselves. This empowers us to love others more and better than ever before. In balance and in wholeness, we are able to bring out the very best in ourselves and in each other and in Mother Earth herself. We at Joy Based Living, or those of you who are at Wholehearted Networking, we are stewards of Earth and of all of life. We are supported. We are supported in so many ways. And by tuning into that support, we flourish. Thank you so much for being here. Self-reflection question, what's your response to anything that I just shared? Share it at Patreon, at live stream number 101, so that I can see that your comment and write back to you. Thank you so much for being here.